German short row shaping. It's so simple. It's a different method than wrap and turn, and I use it all the time. How do you do it? When you're at the point in the pattern that says do your German short row, like you turn your work and you do your German short row, it might be at a stitch marker, it might be after so many stitches, whatever it is you're following, and then it says you're going to do German short row. So when it's at that point, what you do is you actually turn your work when you're ready for the German short row. Okay, so you turn your work. So now you're going to be going back the other way. So the trick so now you have to make what's called the German short row stitch. So you always have to make sure that the yarn is in the front. This happens to be a pearl here, so this thread is on the front. But even if it was on the other side, you're going to pull it to the front. That's the first thing you do. Then you're going to slip that stitch without knitting it onto the other needle, like that, and then you have great fun. Then you take this yarn and you are going to, I'm just going to pull the needle up a little bit so stitches don't get lost, and with this you are going to pull tight, pull very tight, and what you're doing is creating like two legs. You're making a very funny stitch here. You got kind of two legs, and that's what you want. This is what eliminates the gap, like that. Okay, so then that's your German short row stitch. Now you just work back in the pattern to, you know, whatever it is. If you were knitting or purling, in this case I am purling. Okay, and so la 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 la, purling along, and then it'll say, oh, do a German short row after 5 stitches, 4 stitches, whatever it is. So then, okay, I'll do one more, and then it says do a German short row. Okay, so now you turn your work. So I turn the work, and to do the German short row stitch, the yarn has to be in the front, which it is. You slip that stitch over like that, then you make sure those stitches don't fall off. Then you have fun, and you take that yarn to the back, and you're just going to pull it tight. You want to make a weird stitch here. See, it's got 2 legs. You need that. It eliminates the gap. Okay, boom. Now I'm going to work until it tells me to do another German short row stitch. Like, so maybe it's after 2, 4, 6, 7 stitches or something, whatever. So you work in your pattern. I'm doing the pebble stitch here, so I'll just follow the pattern. So, which is like this. La-di-da-di-da. Okay, so I'm knitting along, and it tells me to knit so many, and then, oh look, here's that weird German short row stitch. So you just work in pattern, and you work this weird stitch just as a single. You make sure you catch both the loops with your needle, and you just work it like that. Okay, and then like maybe the pattern will say work 2 stitches past your German short row stitch. Okay, so then I work 2 stitches past, 1, 2, whatever the pattern says, and then it says do another German short row. Okay, easy enough. Turn the work over. Make sure the yarn is in the front. If it isn't in the front, bring it around, slip it over. Okay, then take the yarn to the back, because you have to pull and create a double stitch there. All right, okay, and then you work as they say. So maybe this one will say work 2 past the previous German short row stitch, or it might say work up to the stitch marker, or whatever your pattern says. I'll just pretend it says work 2 past my previous short row. Okay, so then there, and oh look, there's the short row stitch. It's very easy to see. It's that weird doubly goofed up stitch. Make sure you grab both loops, and I'll work 2 past it. 1, 2, and then work a German short row, which means you turn your work again. All right, make sure the yarn is in the front. If it's at the back, bring it around to the front, and then slip it over, and then take your thread over to the back side and pull, because you really want to pull tight, and you want to make a really funny looking stitch, and then you continue in your work. And that is how you do the German short row stitch. Happy knitting!